Hey guys, what's up? It's Merlin, and I got the Anthem demo, and I basically gave it a good shot. I played about maybe 6 hours, roughly, between whatever else I had to do today. It wasn't bad. I enjoyed the combat, definitely for sure. It was definitely nice and fun to have more abilities to use than having to rely on guns a lot. Being able to fly for miles was awesome, and just all around I thought like the feel of the game was fun. I mean, I didn't play all of the javelins. I heard that the big tanky dude was quite clunky. Couldn't be bothered trying to test that out because I had seen some gameplay and it didn't really appeal to me. Of course, the space wizard, I'm always down with that. I mean, would have been cool to not look like a Destiny 2 hunter, since I'm a warlock main. Anyway, it was the mechanics were fun. I'll give it that. The game looked awesome. Especially for a console game. Usually I wouldn't expect something with this sort of level of detail to be on console. I don't know the frames per second. It could be just 30. Because there's motion blur, it's kind of hard to see if there's extra frames or not. The abilities in general were cool and fun, so being able to use them more often was fun and cool. And getting to be Iron Man was fun as well. But that's more or less where my admiration for the game ends. I found the user interface was lacking in that I didn't even know my ally went down there until I looked down at him. So that's a huge thing. You've got no heads up about how your allies are doing, if they're getting their ass handed to them or if they're down even finding your allies if you're in free play or free roam. I can't remember exactly what it's called. If you wander off too far, you don't show up on their minimap at all. Your name disappears. I mean, I guess you could pull up the map. I hadn't tried that. I'm sure you should be able to just pull it up and find your friends easy enough. But if you're in like a dungeon crawl, like this kind of thing, you 100% should be able to just see where all of your allies are. I found the control placement to be weird as well, like throwing grenades with L1 and your other ability with R1 is fine, but your melee was triangle. How many shooter games do you know where swapping weapons isn't triangle and your melee is? If anything, it was quite jarring to get used to. I didn't expect having to be able to swap weapons with holding square of anything, of all things, and that ended up me swapping weapons between trying to collect materials, trying to revive teammates and stuff like that. And one thing I didn't like about having to revive teammates all the time was that I was constantly put into matchmaking. I couldn't just go in on a dungeon crawl like this on normal difficulty for fun and just do it solo. I was forced to do one of the end sort of boss parts of a mission solo because, again, there was no heads up display. I had no idea all my teammates had left. And I was there left thinking, why am I getting shot at so much? I must be just in a bad position. But no, I was actually alone trying to fight this big tank thing with constantly spawning enemies. So that was fun for sure. Going off on the missions though, the story that was given to us in the demo I thought was pretty cool. I like the concept of it, so it'd be cool to learn more about the story later on. If these sort of quality of life changes are brought in, I would consider getting Anthem fully, because if you played the demo, you know the story, and the story I thought was cool. I hadn't seen something like that done before. So yeah, the quality of life stuff is what's stopping me from wanting to get this game. Even though I am a PvP sort of main, I would get the PvE for this. I like story as well. I just prefer PvP. Adding on this, on top of the stuff that I had mentioned earlier about that I would feel would need to be fixed, is 100% the loading times. Loading times are so long between going into places like this, getting into your javelin, going back to whatever the name of that tower place was called, I can't remember, and pretty much anything that needed a loading screen, there was one that was going to last quite a while. If we'd experienced loading times like that in PvP, or going into a PvP game, we would just back out. Not back out, but like we would effectively go into swap characters and queue again because it was ridiculous waiting that long. So, yeah. I mean, I guess it's probably because of the scale of the world. But even still, like, there are mods for Skyrim where you can go into absolutely every place in Skyrim, and without there being any loading times. It just opens up everything as one area. And I know my PC can run that. It's 5.5 years old. PS4 is 100% as powerful as my PC. Once those times were done, however, the difficulty of stuff like this was quite interesting. I liked it. It was fun. It was a good challenge. This is my second time doing it because I'd already done it before. This is with a buddy of mine, but it was still fun. And speaking of fun, the customization was quite extensive, and I quite liked it. Being able to change so much of the color in your javelin was cool. Being able to change your different abilities, like the I think I recently unlocked a fireball kind of thing instead of the ice one. I've got a bolt of lightning one as well. I haven't really given that one a shot. But being able to get that many abilities on one javelin, which is a similar sort of thing to our Destiny classes, was pretty cool. I liked it. So well done on. I will congratulate EA and BioWare on the customization, for sure. I'm going to leave it there for now because, you know, it's still only the demo. The game is technically ready to be released and it's finished. So I do hope these things are added in at last minute, you know, because it's going to be a lot of people who aren't going to want to buy the full game because of this thing. Because if I'm having these issues with the game, guaranteed other people are going to have them too. So yeah, there's about 4.5, near 5 minutes left of footage. If you want to see how this this fight plays out, feel free to stick around and watch. If not, thank you for your time. Comment down below if you agree or disagree, or if you've had other problems, or if you think some things could have been problems but they weren't. Whatever you feel like adding, feel free to add it in the comments. Thanks for watching, and good luck out there.
No time to waste. We need to get back to the others. Why do you sound so alarmed? What's happened?